You can fake a lot of things, but you can't fake oil. The Lord knows those that are his. One more time. You can fake a lot of things. I want to get kind of hood, but say you can't fake oil. Y'all didn't clap. Say you can't fake oil. You still didn't do it, but I'm going to let you slide. You can't fake oil. The Lord knows those that are his. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we are now in installment number 3 of our Parables Sermon Series. A series where we are going to be exegeting week after week the parables of Christ simply for the purpose of understanding and application. What Will and I were striving to get us to understand Wednesday night when we have a Bible study, prayer development, we were trying to get us to understand this concept of kingdom and kingship. Because if you truly viewed the Lord as the king, you would come to him a little different. If you truly viewed the Lord as your father, you would come to him a little different. One extreme on either side, you'll miss the power of knowing Abba as king. There's this words that Jesus keeps on saying. If you read the Gospels, as he gives parable after parable, he says this quite often. The kingdom of heaven is like. The kingdom of heaven is likened unto. What can the kingdom of heaven be described as? The kingdom of heaven is like the kingdom. It's 2 words, king and dumb. Dumb comes from the word domain. So he's saying, this is how it is in my domain. This is how it operates in my kingdom. See, when you understand once you accept Christ, you're now a citizen of the kingdom, you pray different. When you understand that this earth is a domain that you're just visiting, you pray different. A lot of us are praying about earthly domain things. House, car, degree, future spouse, change my spouse. You're supposed to have dominion while you're here. If you're truly, okay, y'all don't get it. I want y'all to see this chart. There's this chart that I made that I want you to fully understand how it is. Okay, we have the king's domain, the king's decrees, that's the Bible, scripture. We have the kingdom representatives, and then we have the earth's domain. Okay? I want y'all to get this. When you don't understand your kingdom, you'll only be praying from level 1. Give me a house. Let me graduate. Let me have this. God, give me this. When you understand, now it makes sense why Jesus prayed. Let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. How does that happen? It's when the kingdom representatives are living out kingdom decrees, and while they're here, they're praying for this to come here. Is this making sense? See, all of this preaching about your season and your time and your breakthrough and your moment, that's earthly things. But if you ever start to pray kingdom, if my people who are called by my name were to humble themselves and to pray, we can impact and affect the earth's domain when we start living kingdom. We still dating things because they earthly. Use biblical terms, worldly. We like worldly things. Jesus is trying to get you to crave kingdom things. Kingdom things. Can I go a little deeper? When you understand that your kingdom, nothing in the earth's domain dominates you. I'm trying so hard to get y'all to get this. Since this is not my home, it's like somebody from England coming to visit America. I'm not tripping about what your president says. Your president is not my ruler. My ruler is King Charles III. So all the stuff that y'all got, all the stuff that y'all don't like, that's y'all world problems. But I'm not even from this world. I'm visiting here, but I live by another kingdom. Is this making sense? You don't let anything here dominate you. Porn can't dominate me because I'm meant to have dominion. Weed can't dominate me because I'm meant to have dominion. Anxiety can't dominate me because I'm meant to have dominion. Trauma can't dominate me because I'm meant to have dominion. Let me give you a Bible where y'all can see I'm not up here just preaching my thoughts. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have, what's that word? Let us have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth up on the earth. So that roach that you be running from, you got dominion over that. You know that wasp that you start boxing when it come around? You got a whole 6-foot dude. Hold up, bro. You got dominion over all of that. So why are you letting things of this earth's domain dominate you? Now, I look at it through a different lens in Psalms 19, verse 13, when the psalmist says this, keep back your servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Why are we fasting? To remind our flesh, I got dominion. I know you want that chicken. I got dominion. I know they never brought donuts to work. They're doing it now. You know what? I got dominion. I want to remind you I run this. I know my favorite show is coming on. I got dominion. I know that I want to see what they're talking about. I got dominion. And ever so often you have to remind the flesh, I'm not going to allow just because I'm visiting here to get me to start thinking that this is my home, because it's not. If it could burn, if it could fade, if it could age, if it could corrode, it's all vanity. And are you praying for things that could burn, that could fade, that could corrode, that could age? If you are, you're praying mainly for earth domain. So the psalmist says in Psalms 119, verse 133, complimenting my point even more, direct my steps by your word, and let no iniquity have dominion over me. See, we have to understand this, because when you understand that you're a son and the daughter of the kingdom, in the king's domain, we don't talk about this in church like we used to when I was a little boy. When you understand that you're a son and a daughter of the kingdom, you know that the king is coming back. See how quiet it is? We don't talk about that anymore. When I grew up, I was like scared. We had a whole Left Behind series. Y'all remember them Left Behind books? I read like 7 of them. I go downstairs, Mom, did I get left? Show after show making me think I got left. And then I used to think like, hey, if it happened, I'm going to repent real quick. Truth be told, the king is coming back. Now, this is where it gets sobering, because for the next few minutes and also for the next few Sundays, I'm going to show you parable after parable where Jesus speaks about this separating the goats from the sheep, separating the wheat from the weeds, separating the foolish builder from the wise builder, separating the foolish version from the wise version, separating the pretender to the real, or let me make it where we can understand it. Separating the Christian from the Christian-ish. It's about to get real up in here. A separation, and if you're sensitive to what's happening in the world right now, you could already see that there's a separation. You thought that was a sheep, it really was a goat. You thought that was wheat, it really was weeds. It's this separation. The foolish one, verse 8. Matthew 25. The foolish one said to the wise, give us some of your oil. Our lamps are going out. Watch this, family. They had a lamp, but they did not have light in their life. Y'all missed it. Y'all missed it. They had a lamp. What is that, Pastor? That represents your presented self and the word. They had the word, but they didn't have light. They had a lamp. How do you know that this represents the word? Because I read my Bible, Psalms 119, verse 105. Your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light to my path. So if you know the word, that means you got a lamp. There are a lot of people who have great memories, but no light. What you post a lot of lamp. Your podcast, you talk about a lot of lamp. You could even wear Christian apparel because you talk about a lot of lamp. But what the Lord wants to know is, do you have light? Light. I'm looking at this text and it's starting to make sense to me. Oh, now this is why Jesus says in Matthew 5, verse 14, you are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. I can't hide the fact that I'm sold out for Christ. I can't hide the fact that I believe in the gospel. I can't hide the fact that I'm a gospel-centered preacher. I can't hide the fact that I love my wife like Christ loved the church. I can't hide the fact that I'm about this 10 toes down. I can't hide the fact that I would rather offend you and have you come to the light than for me to turn off my light and offend the one who gave me light. I can't hide that. I can't hide that. And notice what Jesus says about those who hide. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket. Is that what you did at the club last night? You put it under a basket? Is that what you did over his or her apartment this week? You put it under a basket? I told you it's going to get real uncomfortable. I'm sweating for you. It's going to get uncomfortable. But the purpose is for us to see, am I a pretender? And it's better for you to accept the conviction now that you've been pretending before you stand before the Lord and he says, you've been pretending. I don't know you. It's just no, you don't hide it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may follow you, that they may subscribe to you, that they may glorify you. No, let your light shine before men so that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Church, I need y'all to get this. They're in position. They have a lamp, but they don't have light. Know the word, but don't have light. Have a lamp, no love. Have a lamp, no grace. Have a lamp, no self-control. Have a lamp, no mercy. Serving, holding your lamp, don't know the King of Glory. Podcast talking about the lamp, but you're not enlightened with him yourself. The light represents salvation, your intimacy with the Lord. Christian-ish. Singing songs, he won't fail. Right after church, cursing somebody out. Christian-ish. Can speak in tongues, but can't use that same tongue to speak to your brother or your sister. Christian-ish. Say, oh, you heard the word pastor preach today, babe? Respect me more than you respect your husband. Christian-ish. You just don't know my flaws. Tanisha does, but you don't. Don't you ever respect me more than you respect the head of your home, your leader? Certain pastors won't tell you that because they like all that. I don't want all that. That's your head. Respect him. I shouldn't give more respect than your husband. Christian-ish. It's getting tight in here on today. Christian-ish. So you can see the Lord's mercy in your life, but you just see the Lord's judgment on their life. Christian-ish. Gossiping about brothers and sisters and then give it a churchy label. I just got some prayer concerns. I just want to come to you about some things we need to pray about. I'm concerned about him. I'm concerned about her. Listen, you may not know the difference between gossip and covering somebody in prayer, but I promise your harvest will. Your harvest has great discernment. It will be able to show you the exact seeds that you sowed. You may be thinking, I was just praying for them, but your harvest will show, no, you were gossiping about them. Love covers a multitude of sins. Some of the very things that we judge, we did the same thing. It's just yours wasn't recorded and uploaded.